All right, thanks to topsport.com.au. We're doing this Sydney racing review. We're going to have a look at Kensington on Saturday, and I'm joined by Mark Rhoden. How are you, Mark?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Mark.
How'd the day go for you overall?
Oh, it was a roller coaster. Got into trouble, out of trouble, back in, and blast out in the last, thanks to good old Glenn Boss on Wild About Her at good double figure odds. So that's really saved the day.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, we'll dive into it and just have a bit of a look and a chat about anything that stood out to you. So the first was the 2-year-olds. Two-year-olds over the 1,000. Macrura was the $5 favourite. Got the win from Wild Ruler and Newsreader. Anything catch your eye here?
Well, the betting was the most interesting thing. Macrura, who was coming off a pretty high rating win at Kembla at its only start, was really well backed. Wild Ruler had gone up shorter than $3 on the Wednesday, Thursday, and got right out $6 and better late. Macrura was, I think, $10 or that sort of range early in the week, and smashed into $5 favourite and got the money just from Wild Ruler, who certainly ran better than the betting drift suggested he would. It's rated okay. Nothing wrong with the time for 2-year-olds of this class at this time of year, so it's probably a reasonable form reference for the winter 2-year-olds, particularly if they turn up on the Kenzo again, which obviously can be a specialist track.
Yeah, all right. The second was the benchmark 78 over the 1800. Yonkers, $3.90, one from Gone By and New Arrangement. Again, I think you stayed out here, but anything in particular? Fairly small field.
It was a bit muddlingly run. It looked like there was good speed on early with Gone By and Canasta sort of taking each other on for the lead, but they really did drop it mid-race. I would, for that reason, perhaps be a little forgiving of Amito, the favourite. I'm not sure she's any sort of Saturday class good horse or anything, but you probably can be forgiving because she had a nice enough trail back in the field, but when the tempo slackened down the side, the jockey didn't really take the advantage to make any ground there. She hung onto her trail, and then so she was just totally out of play. With that said, she didn't really particularly go that well against the horses that were around her back there either. Yonkers is a solid horse in this sort of class who can put himself into races with his racing pattern, and just an honest, consistent horse, and found his race. Gone By was terrible in the Tulloch Stakes last start, but back to this probably easier grade, found his best form. It's gone very well. And New Arrangement, the other Waller horse, ticking over nicely. Not a huge amount to take from this race. Yonkers continues to be competitive, I would imagine, in this sort of class, but he'll have just about have found his mark in the handicaps too. So we'll see where they place him next.
No worries. So race 3 you got involved in, which was the highway over the 1400. Jailbreak, which you were pretty big on, and $3.20 favourite, and got rolled by just about the narrowest of margins by Laughing and Crying at $20, and Foxy LaBelle in third. Good times here.
Yeah, it was sickening, really. I strongly linked to Jailbreak over Toro, so I got that little mini battle right, and the market agreed with me. But there was no excuse for Jailbreak. Nash gave him a great ride. He's actually run to his best. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's just Laughing or Crying's found a new peak for himself after a really good ride up the inside. Got all the breaks from John Van Overmere and knocked us off, unfortunately. Just one of those things. Nash couldn't have done any more on it. Can't be too critical of the horse because it's actually, see on my screen here, it's rated 102, which was actually equal to the very best in his career. So we can't say he turned it up or didn't put in. He's done everything that could have been asked of him, and just the horse has had its birthday and knocked us off. I didn't miss Laughing or Crying. I marked it $15. It was around 26 on Betfair late, so you could have saved on it if you really wanted to. But yeah, I really thought we had the winner at about the 300 metre mark, but it wasn't to be.
Just in terms of the ratings, how did Laughing or Crying go compared to what it's been doing?
Pretty solid, the 96 range, and it's gone up to about 98.5, 99, which is actually new peak performance for it. So its best career was 97. If it had done that, if it had stayed anchored on 97, that's about 3/4 of a length, and that would have been enough to get us home. But just with the everything, the perfect setup and really good run through up the inside, he was able to just improve that enough to knock us off.
Yeah, no worries. All right, we move on to race 4. For Turs, the $2.70 favourite over Le Cosmo and Witherspoon.
Yeah, I stayed out of it. When I first did the form, I really wanted to be on for Turs. I had a little map query though, so I wanted a bit of a price, and it was quite short early, and it never really got to a price that was backable for me. At least I didn't bet around it. Didn't really want to bet around it, but I didn't fall into anything else, which was good. But she's gone really well here. Rachel King was just happy to sit 3 wide on the speed with her, and she's put them away. She's a class above these. She might be going places, actually. She's returned a rating of about 106, which is, it's certainly solid Saturday class, better Saturday races than this. And actually has a bit of upside. She can make some more improvement. She could be a minor group race contender in the fillies and mares races in the spring, perhaps, on a lightweight and a handicap, but a dominant win. What sort of price did you have her? I had it 340, and it was because of the map, and my map was right. I couldn't see it getting in from gate 8. It just didn't matter. Yeah. Okay. We'll have a look at race 5, which was the benchmark 78 over the 1100. Good winner for you. Dirty work. Got a bit of backing from the market as well. $3.90 at SP that from Up Trumps and Burning Crown. So got on the board here in race 5. Yeah, he's gone to a new level himself. Dirty work. Had a really good run off the speed, 3 wide with cover, and let down really well and won by 2.5 lengths. Dashing win. Nice result for me. I've wasted some money on Kylie's, though I should have thought more about the map here. It was always going to cop some pressure from the outside, and it tired late. First up at 1100. It was pretty soft in the market. I think that was map driven. When you look at what they were backing, it was Dirty Work, it was Sheriff, and November Man were the main ones. And they were all ones I think the market was forecasting to be suited by the tempo. And they were pretty right. And fortunately for me, it fell the right way with Dirty Work, who is really starting to establish himself as a Kensington specialist. He has raced well elsewhere, but I think Kenzo is his best. And he's obviously respected any time he turns up on this track in the future. Is it a couple of times you've backed him for a win? Yeah, backed him last start in the Wednesday meeting. Yeah, that's right. Got to $5 something in a weaker race than this. And won in a photo, showed a bit of toughness that day, and has actually improved off that and put them away with ease this time. Is he progressing? Look like there's much improvement there, perhaps? He's actually rated around 109, which is a big figure, a really strong class figure. But my question on him is that sort of mark only going to be returned at Kensington is one thing, and I don't think there's not much improvement for him off that. I think that's where he is. But, that's about his top. Yeah, it's a good mark though, but whether he can replicate that at other tracks will probably be the interesting thing for him. All right, we'll see where he pops up. Race 6, another benchmark 78 over the 1300s. Rocker Clock at $4.80 favourite in the end from So Taken and Sakura. Second and third for you. And I noticed you mentioned, I think it was on Twitter, that Rocker Clock was a little bit of an error for you. Yes, well, you only have to think back to our Friday chat, our preview show. I was very strongly against her. I really thought after a trial and poor first up run that she probably hadn't come up with it. That was my thinking. But and she was easy in the market. She got out to what I thought was a more reasonable price, but I still had a much longer and was happy to bet against her. I knew pretty early in the straight she was in a lot better frame of mind this time than she was first up. She was hitting line strongly with So Taken and obviously going to be in the finish, and just ran straight past her in the last 100. So I got her wrong. These things happen, and just to twist the knife, I've been on second and third, just to make it the worst possible result for me. My two ran really well, so Taken and Secura, but Rocket Rock found her best and was too good. Another possible Kenzo specialist, that's 2 out of 2 on this track now. It really is a specialist track, and she's putting together a nice record on it.
And your two, you said, ran all right. Perhaps something to have a look for going forward, or
a similar class, I suppose.
Yeah,
a lot of these horses, they're properly graded. You know, they end up in their right races on their right mark, and a lot of it just comes down to map and setup and that sort of thing. So,
okay,
they're not horses I'd label saying, you know, be on me next time. It is all going to depend on how they set up.
No worries. Race 7 is over the 12.50. The benchmark 88 hightail for the Snowdens, $7 from Trumbull and Hilo. Anything catch your eye here?
Hilo's run was really good. Another Kensington specialist, I think. His 2 best runs of this preparation have both been on it, on Kenzo. It's 3 wide all the way here and fought really well, and it's actually rated pretty well. They've run a good time. I'm glad I didn't play in the race because Hightail I didn't like the trial of, and the market was pretty much in agreement with me. It's SP'd $7. Top Sport were betting $8 at the finish, and it was $9 plus on Betfair, and it was shorter than $4 in the morning. So that was a massive, massive drift. The market obviously didn't like its trials either, but the trial was obviously misleading. He was at his best. He's gone to his very best and got the money first up. Trumbull, good again, and Hilo, as I mentioned, it's been a very tough effort after the wide trip. He's one I'll be certainly looking out for any time he reappears on the Kensington.
No worries. Race 8 was another benchmark 88 over the 1400. You backed Outrageous, a decent price, which ran third behind Facedos and Thy Kingdom Come.
Just did a moderate bet on Outrageous. He ran well, but not for enough. Facedos has found his very best. It's set up really nicely for him. Hugh Bowman's 5th winner for the day here in race 8. He had a real day out. Got this one to go to its best, and Thy Kingdom Come went to its very best again for James McDonald, and they've come away at the end, got a length or so on Outrageous, and glad I didn't fall into having a big bet on Bandersnatch, who had been actually on first up in the Hawkesbury Guineas the week before, but he was scratched at the barrier. I'm glad I didn't sort of go all in with him at a short price. He ran very short, 260 SP. That would have been a nasty loss to burn him. So I'm glad I sort of got his price right and didn't fall into him. So not a winning race, but limited the damage. So reasonably happy with that.
No worries. And the last of the day was the benchmark 70 out over the 1550. And as we said earlier, good win for you. Wild About Her. Bossy got it home at $13 SP, bit better available from Juventus at $3.80, Travancore at 21. So you've backed the winner and you didn't back word for word.
No, I swore off her last week, as I've made clear on a couple of occasions now. And actually, it gave me a bit of a fright because I mentioned on Friday she was actually in a much easier race this time and mapped well again for McDonald, and she just lobbed outside the leader and seemed to be travelling quite nicely. And I thought, oh, here we go. But she cut it soon after straightening because that's where she is now. She gives up. This was quite an easy watch, really, for a horse of this price. It just trucked into the race on the turn and really did look the winner a long way out. Juventus gave it a race, but Wild About Her was always going to hold it off. Terrific result. G-Boss spoilt the Hugh Bowman party. He was shooting for 6 wins, but very glad he did. Juventus is a friend of mine. He won for us at that same Wednesday Kenzo meeting a couple of weeks back. He probably deserved his spot in the market and has raced well again. Another one you can look out for on the Kenzo anytime he turns up on it.
No worries. And that seems to be the flavour of the day, really. A bit of a specialist track, so plenty there to keep an eye on if they turn up on the Kenzo again. Yeah,
definitely. It is. That's one of the key factors regarding Kensington. Horses that have performed there previously tend to do so again, more than most other tracks, I think.
Is that just about the tight nature of it?
Yeah, it could be. It's flat. It's tighter than the course proper. Helps to get your momentum up. Pattern's generally the same. can be up the inside early and a bit wider late, so that can suit certain types of horses that maybe are unsuited elsewhere as well. Just a range of factors, but look, if you're just doing quick form yourself, just look at their track record at Kensington. It's a pretty handy shortcut when they race there.
Is Hugh Bowman a Kensington specialist or just a day out?
I would have to look that up. I didn't have him pegged as one, but I mean, he's a top class jockey, and he's just, even before Saturday, he was in really good form over the month of April. So he's just continued that run.
No worries. All right, how's this week looking for you? What do you got on?
We've got Hawkesbury tomorrow. I've just about finished the form for that. Then I'll start Canterbury Wednesday this afternoon. Then we've got Kembla on Thursday. And then we've got another one of these weird provincial transfers. We've got the Gosford Cup meeting at Randwick on Saturday.
Okay.
So if that makes sense, yeah. But yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So pretty solid midweek action, and then back into the weekend. Good
stuff. All right. Well, we'll have a chat later in the week, but even before then, sounds like there's plenty on. So we'll chat Friday regarding Gosford at Randwick.
Yep. Look forward to it.
Cheers.